everyone, this is Brittany with SLPMaterialGirl.com here to talk about one of my best-selling pragmatic language, Jeopardy. So let me tell you a little bit about the product. I'm going to go on to my website. This is SLPMaterialGirl.com. So this is a review-style social skills game that is Jeopardy themed. It's a speech therapy. It was created with grades 4 and up in mind. And I mean, I've played this with students as old as 8th grade. So use, SLPs, use this material at their own discretion. But it addresses emotions, joining a conversation, idioms, social scenarios, listening, and you go to slideshow from current slide. Don't mind my computer, it's very slow when I'm running this technology to record a video. Oh boy, here we go. I think I also have a DVD in the drive and that really slows my laptop down. Pardon, the game's not, it's just a regular PowerPoint. There we go. Oh, nope. There we go. All right, well, so here's the categories: emotions, joining a conversation, when another student choose a subject and how much they want to, wager on that. Let's say emotions 10, emotions for 10. And you can do this like a reward type thing. You have candy or a sticker or some sort of prize for winning the game of Jeopardy. And I would just keep track on a pad of paper on the side, or have students keep track of their own points, or you can keep track on the chalkboard, whatever you want to do. But okay, so we picked emotions for 10, so we click on it. Okay, so how do you think this person feels and why? Does she feel upset, hungry, excited, confused, or other? I like this other because maybe the student thinks she doesn't feel any of those things. Maybe they think she feels, maybe sarcastic, or, whatever word they want to use. The justification is part, and obviously the SLP will use their own discretion to decide if the student is awarded the 10 points or whether they want to phone a friend, or however you're playing this Jeopardy style game. Okay, so whether the student gets it or not, you hit the pink arrow to return. 10 under emotions is now blotted out, so you don't accidentally choose that one again. So let's say B picks idioms for 30. So they have to explain, spill the beans, you've got to be pulling my leg, what do they mean? So to get those 30 points, spill the beans, what does it mean? To tell a secret, you've got to be pulling my leg. So it's an expression that means, you're kidding me, you're not being truthful with me. However you want to do that. So at the back, see, it's darkened out so we don't accidentally pick idioms for 30 again. That's the nice part of the game, is you don't have to keep track of what you've done. The color will, gray out. And then when you X out of the game and then open it back up, the numbers are back to being white. So you don't need to reset anything. The only thing you ever need to hit on this Jeopardy style game is slideshow from current slide or from beginning, and it will always appear as white again. Okay, so let's try social scenarios for 40. Many students your age already have a cell phone, but your parents want to wait a couple years before you get one. Someone asks you, why don't you have a cell phone? So how can the student handle this, like this scenario, without, for lack of a better word, dissing their parents? Oh, my parents, they just stink. No, that's not how we want to do it. What is a way that they can handle this? What is some justification? And this, I think, a lot of students are dealing with this. So many people have a cell phone these days, even, very young children, that the pressure's on of good answers to come up with. But this is just a great practice scenario for a student to go through. Okay, let's do miscellaneous for 500. Use your body language to convey the following emotion state. Show, language convey your happy, angry, confused, actively listening. Now the nice thing is, teachers, but SLPs and teachers, who's ever using this product, can go through and actually create a lesson plan based on these questions, and then this is like the ultimate review. So the product's like doubly valuable in that respect, because you can go through these questions and figure out what lesson plans you want to do that week before doing this Jeopardy game. Let's do joining a conversation for 2, just so we've got one from each category. Your best friend is absent from school today. You see some students eating lunch and want to sit at their table. So joining a conversation, how would they go about joining that conversation of new students that they want to sit at their table? And this is really hard. It's hard for adults. So this is a great practice. But anyway, so I just hit the escape button. Everything turned white again. So you go slideshow from beginning. Oh, and they're still gray. So to bring them back to white, you don't want to, well, actually, I think if you save, it shouldn't matter. So let's be brave. I'm going to save it. Okay, so I saved it and then I exited out of it. Now I'm going to reopen it, and the numbers will be back to white. Thank you for bearing with me, people who are watching this video. Okay, so we go slideshow from beginning. See, they're back to white. Honestly though, you do not need to save the presentation. You can just, you never should have to change or move anything, because then you could break the presentation. So I've used the original email where you bought it. So in case you do save something, break something, move something, and now the arrows don't work, you can go back to that original email where you bought it, re-download it. But you should never actually have to save it. You just slideshow from beginning or from current slide, click around, and when you're completely done with it, escape, exit out, and then when you reopen it, the numbers will be shaded out. But yeah, like I said, these are pretty valuable questions that are included. You can, form your lesson plan from it. I would say it's a pretty reasonable price point. Right now it's $3.99. For any reason, if that price was to go up, if you cite that you saw this video, I can still give it to you for that price point, but I don't ever intend this to go higher than $3.99. Now this is part of called the Pragmatic Language Workbook, which I believe, don't quote me on that, but it's part of a greater packet of goodies on slpmaterialgirl.com. So if you want to check that out, please go. I hope that you stuck with me, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And if you like this but you want to see more from me, please hit the like button or subscribe and check out my other videos. All right, everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.